up next on Newswatch at noon, Ohio University seniors are upset by the construction on College Gate. We'll have the latest on the construction progress.
The Athena Cinema is making a change to help moviegoers with hearing impairments. Find out how they'll be able to see what others can hear.
And the bombings in Belgium come home to OU as the centerpiece for this year's Baker Peace Conference. Newswatch at noon starts now.
Controversy over construction delays on OU's campus. Good afternoon, I'm David Michael.
And I'm Nicole Schneider. The problem is College Gate. Spring brings out the beauty of Ohio University, but construction on one campus landmark has created an eyesore, and it's causing a stir in senior students. Newswatch at noon reporter Nathan Wiseman joins us live from College Green. Nathan, why are students so frustrated?
Well, yeah, this is College Gate, one of the most recognizable and one of the most picturesque areas on campus. It's one of the most picturesque areas on campus. It's become the background for people to take pictures. But the fences around it are ruining the view. And while students understand the need to rebuild the gate, they don't understand the timing of the project.
The construction began a few weeks ago, and these unsightly construction fences popped up just last week. As a result, seniors will have to look elsewhere to take pictures marking their beloved school on graduation day.
Like, I'll find somewhere else to take a picture. But I've definitely been irritated with the fact that, like, everybody is, like, up in arms about, like, I get why. Totally understand why everyone's up in arms about it, but this is something that should have been addressed, like, a while ago.
The university is spending roughly $1.7 million to repair utility tunnels and build a handicap-accessible ramp, an effort appreciated at least by some.
In my point of view, which is a little bit biased, it's worth the trade. Because, yeah, we're not going to be able to get our pictures, but you know what? We can come back.
Those upset with the project are a bit more accepting when they learn the purpose for the construction.
But I think honestly, like, a lot of people would feel selfish for the fact that they're getting so mad about it when actually it's, like, to help people. It's not just the university, like, doing construction and changing something because they want.
Being confined to a wheelchair makes it even more difficult for Gil to get around campus during construction. Despite the headache, she's happy that everyone will be able to experience the beauty of the gate next year.
I'm really excited because, I love Athens, but it's not the most accessible place in the world. And something as important as College Gate for an OU student, it's great that eventually that will be open to all people who want to have access to it.
Now, the project is expected to be finished before homecoming time in the fall, but in the meantime, seniors are just going to need to find a new place to take pictures on graduation day. Reporting live from outside of College Green for Newswatch at noon, I'm Nathan Wiseman.
Thanks, Nathan.
Another OU construction project marks the end of an era at Jefferson Hall as the current Jeff Market closes its doors. The Post reports, starting this summer, Jeff Market is closing for construction on a new Jeff Market. During construction, a temporary market will be available for students in the old market location. The new Jeff Market will be located on the corner of East Union and Stewart Street, making it more welcoming to the community. The new market will be home to a New York-style deli, a juice bar, and a tea room. The total renovations to Jefferson Hall will cost $40 million. And a new program at the Athena Cinema is making movies easier to hear. Certain movies at the Athena will now be shown with subtitles as part of an open caption Monday during the movie. Dialogue and important sound will appear at the bottom of the screen. Currently, people who are deaf or hard of hearing can use a device called Captive View during movies. Captive View is placed in the cup holder and has a small screen that shows subtitles. Open Mondays is a part of an effort to make the theater more accessible to those with disabilities. And the Disabilities Board is putting the brakes on plans to move its Service and Support Administration office. The Athens County Board of Developmental Disabilities had planned to purchase a property at Connect Road in the Plains. The board is now considering purchasing the ATCO building instead, once it becomes vacant in 2019. The motion to move the Connect Road was not rescinded, simply put on hold as the board assesses facility needs. One concern is the size of the ATCO building. It's more than 4 times the size of the Connect Road location.
An Athens County man will be in court today to answer for arson charges. Kenny Barnhart of the Plains was arrested yesterday in a cooperative investigation by the Athens County Sheriff's Office and local fire officials. Barnhart is charged in the March 11th fire at an abandoned house in the Plains. In addition to arson, Barnhart is also charged with breaking and entering. The Athens Messenger reports in 2012, Barnhart pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor arson charge. A 14-year-old Ohio boy accused of shooting and wounding 2 students has been indicted as a juvenile. A grand jury in Hamilton made the decision yesterday. James Hancock is charged with 4 counts of attempted murder, assault, and inducing panic in a February 29th shooting at a Madison local school. If convicted, Hancock could be sentenced to the Ohio Department of Youth Services until his 21st birthday. Another school security incident in Ohio involved the school security guard. A school security guard for the city of North College Hill is charged with making threats that led to a recent school evacuation. Christopher Files is charged with 2 felony counts of inducing panic for threats to elementary, middle, and high schools on Monday and Tuesday. The calls from the guard's prepaid cell phone demanded money and threatened to bomb the schools.
State officials are spreading the word about a drug overdose antidote. Ohio recently extended a deal with the maker of naloxone and for rebates that public agencies to buy the life-saving drug. The Ohio Attorney General's office is in partner with several state agencies to host a phone banking providing information about the cost savings. Thanks. State public safety officials say naloxone was administered more than 16,000 times in Ohio last year. And 911 dispatchers and the Athens County Commissioners are closer to a contract. Commissioners voted to accept labor contract negotiation recommendations on Tuesday. The dispatchers' contract was set to expire on December 31st of 2015, but they've been working under an extension. Negotiations have resolved more issues except wages and health insurance premiums. The state-appointed fact finder recommended a 3% increase per year of a 3% contract for wages. He also recommended that insurance premiums be kept the same for 2016. And sheriff deputies are looking to become older siblings. Big brothers, big sisters of Athens and the Athens County Sheriff's Department are seeking a grant to build a relationship between the 2 groups. The idea is to bring in sheriff's deputies every other week to interact with children involved in the program. Big Brothers Big Sisters has an after-school programs at Trimble Elementary, the Plains Elementary, and Amosville Elementary. They will apply for the funding from the Office of Criminal Justice Services through its Ohio Community Police Relations Grant Program. They can apply for up to $30,000. The application deadline for the grant is March 31st.
A dogfight brewing in Grove City. A Chillicothe-based Petland has filed a lawsuit against Grove City and the members of Grove City Council in response to recent city ordinance. The ordinance restricts pet sales to animals obtained from rescues, shelters, and humane societies. Petland says the ordinance to limit puppy sales was passed after it opened its store in town, and it hurts its business and reputation. From dogs to cats, the mother of 5 cheetah cubs at the Cincinnati Zoo died shortly after giving birth earlier this month, but her cubs are in good hands. The zoo's resident nursery dog has taken over comforting the cubs. Zoo staff members bottle feed the cubs while Blakely, an Australian shepherd, provides them comfort, snuggles, and a body to climb on. As the cubs get older, the zoo expects Blakely to be a teacher and role model for them. In Brussels, the identities of 2 bombers were discovered.
And the Baker Peace Conference will have information on Brussels and the Middle East next on Newswatch at noon.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. They're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
More than 30 people are dead and 270 are wounded after the Brussels terror attacks. Two brothers were both killed as suicide bombers near the Malbec metro station and Brussels airport. Turkey deported one of the brothers to the Netherlands last year, where he was flagged to Belgian authorities. They responded soon after, saying he had a criminal record but no known ties to terrorism. Today, investigators are looking for Nash Laoui, pictured on the left of this surveillance photo as the second suicide bomber at the airport. Laoui was a bomb maker who was wanted in connection with the Paris attacks. Another connection between Brussels and Paris is Salah Abdeslam, who, despite being Europe's most wanted man for 4 months, as the lone surviving Paris attacker, managed to hide in plain sight just blocks from Brussels' neighborhood where he grew up. While President Obama expressed his solidarity from Argentina, the mayor of Paris walked alongside the mayor of Brussels to lay a wreath at the Place de la Bourse Memorial. 2 pieces of debris are found in Mozambique, could be part of the missing Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. Australian officials made the announcement today following the completion of their investigation of the 2 pieces. The 2 pieces were found separately by a U.S. lawyer and a South African teen in March. It has been more than 2 years since the flight disappeared, with 239 people aboard. Tornadoes and golf ball-sized hail in the Midwest.
And Ohio hosted Morehead State in the CBI semifinals. That and more when Newswatch returns.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs, And you learned how to not ignore yours. I discovered how to make healthier meals, and I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
The start of spring also brings storm season. A reported tornado, quarter-sized hail, and strong winds did some damage as a storm system swept through North Texas and Arkansas overnight. The Washington County Sheriff's Office said in a Facebook post that one home was destroyed and 3 others were damaged. At least one twister was reported near the Dallas-Fort Worth area. According to the National Weather Service, another severe system is expected late Sunday. Now, I know we have some storms coming our way, but I'm really glad we don't have to worry about any kind of tornadoes like Texas, not in that Tornado Alley area.
Yeah, I don't think we could really handle that here in Athens.
So then, although tornado season, I mean, there are the benefits of spring, but there are the costs as well. And do you know who can tell us more about that? We have Patrick Klinger over with us at Weather.
Yeah, thanks, Dave and Nicole. You know, I've got some good news and I've got some bad news for you guys. The bad news, I'll get that out of the way first, is that, yeah, those storms that we're seeing down in Texas and the western part of the United States, you know, that's going to make its way over to the Midwest sometime tonight, and we have a little bit of a chance of thunderstorms tonight. But hey, the good news is that right now in Athens, about 66 degrees. It's pretty nice out there. No clouds. There are clouds today, but there's not going to be any rain as we go in for the rest of this afternoon. It's going to unfold pretty nicely. We've got slight wind gusts, but really nothing to worry about. Pretty nice for this afternoon for you to do just about whatever you want to do today. And as we look at the almanac here, you know, that warm weather comes as a little bit of a surprise. You know, this time of March, we're well above the averages for this time of the year. Going to top out at about 72 degrees today. So like I said, great time to go out and take a walk and take a run, you know, go out and do a little shopping, you know, just about anything to do that you can get out of the house. It's going to be pretty nice today. And as we look at some of the highs for today, across the board here, it's going to be pretty nice across the region. Up in Columbus, a little cooler, and as we make our way over to about New Martinsville, that's where we're going to get most of our top weather for the day. But really, across the board, really nice weather. Going to see a lot of clouds across the state, but really nothing to complain about too much. And as we look at the national map, as you can see, this precipitation is going to hit us today here in the Midwest. So that's going to happen sometime tonight. But like I said, most of the afternoon is going to be very nice. And as we take a look over at the western and central part of the United States, really this is good news because you don't see a whole lot there. So that means in the next couple of days, as we'll look into the 7-day forecast, you're going to have some pretty nice weather coming up here for Easter weekend. And I know you definitely have to be excited about that. And as we take a look at our afternoon highs today, like I said, pretty nice, about high 60s, low 70s, just about everywhere you turn across the state. So it's going to be a fantastic day to go out and get moving. And as we take a look at the lows, you know, it's going to dip down a little bit, probably into about the 40s, but that's not too bad. Pretty mild out there tonight with that chance of rain, so you might get a little bit wet, but for the most part, it's going to be very nice for you to grab a jacket and make your way. And for tonight's low in Athens, it's going to be about 46 degrees. So like I said, pretty mild, but that chance of thunderstorms, you're going to want to be wary of that as you go out tonight. But really, it's going to be pretty nice day as we can see. And as we look at our hour by hour today, you know, about 8 o'clock, that's where we're going to start seeing some of that rain, clouds throughout the day, but really that's where you're going to start seeing some of those thunderstorms. And as you move into midnight, temperature is going to drop a little. And it's going to continue to rain, but really that's going to be about the end of it once we get later into the night, because as we head into the early morning, that's where it's going to clear up. It is going to cool down quite a bit into tomorrow, but you know, the good news is that all that precipitation is going to be gone, so it's going to be pretty nice coming into the next couple of days. And as we can take a look at our 7-day forecast going into Easter weekend, that's what you want to see. A lot of sun, not a lot of precipitation coming into the weekend. 60s, 70 degrees. A lot of sunshine that we're not going to get today, so you're definitely going to want to look forward to that. And into next week, it pretty much continues. It's not going to be quite as warm as it is today, but I'll take a couple degrees off if we're going to get some clear skies out there. So it's going to be a pretty great weekend, guys. I know I've got plans for Easter weekend. I'm sure most everyone does, whether you're going out or staying home. But it's going to be pretty nice out there for the weekend.
Absolutely. Always glad to hear that the Easter Bunny will have no trouble delivering my basket this weekend. Absolutely. So it's that time of the year again. Kindergarten registration is right around the corner.
And if you are looking for something to do this Easter weekend, Burr Oak has got you covered. Let's take a look at today's calendar. Now, I know the Bobcats lost last night, but do you think there's any hope for this weekend with our OU sports?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get to that later in the sports block, but I'm going to start first off with a major story out of the NFL. A couple weeks back, for the first time, the NFL's top health and safety officer acknowledged there is a link between football-related head trauma and chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE. Now, the New York Times has released a story detailing the NFL's deeply flawed concussion research over the years. According to confidential data obtained by the Times, the NFL omitted more than 100 diagnosed concussions in a report claiming to have included every known concussion. The omission of the injuries skewed the data in the favor of the NFL to make it seem like concussions were less common and dangerous. The NFL has yet to comment on the story. Tomorrow, the OU Bobcat baseball team opens up a 3-game homestand against Northern Illinois. The Cats are coming off a tough 8-5 loss to Youngstown State on Tuesday. OU has struggled thus far in the young season as they currently sit at 9-11, but they should have the upper hand this weekend as the Huskies have been much worse with a record of 4-12. First pitch is scheduled for 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Now switching over to the softball diamond, the OU women will take on MACFO Western Michigan this weekend. Cats, who are winners of 9 of their last 10 games, are hoping to continue their hot streak. Take advantage, and they also want to take advantage of those 9-13 Broncos. Pitching and defense has been OU's strong suit so far, as they've only given up an average of 1.9 runs over the last 10 games. The first underhand pitch is set for tomorrow at 3 p.m. Tonight, the Ohio women's basketball team hopes to continue their journey in the WNIT when they take on the Temple Owls in Philly. With a win tonight, the OU women would eclipse the 27-win mark for the second time in program history. This is the third time these teams are meeting each other, and OU will be looking for its first win against the Owls, as they currently are 0-2 against them all time. The game is scheduled to tip off at 7 p.m., and fans can also listen to the action on WUB AM 1340, where Jay Cremata will have the call. We are now down to the final 16 teams in the NCAA tournament. Action starts up tonight as Villanova takes on Miami. Oklahoma squares off with Texas A&M. One-seeded Kansas battles Maryland, and one-seeded Oregon tries to eliminate the defending champion Duke Blue Devils. After last weekend's crazy play that included a game-winning half-court shot, a 15-seed upsetting a 2-seed, and a team scoring 12 points in the last 34 seconds to cap one of the greatest comebacks in tournament history, it's safe to say the excitement for these games are intense. First game tips off tonight at 7 p.m. After reaching the college basketball invitational semifinals for the first time, the Ohio Bobcats fell just short in last night's game. Newswatch at Noon reporter Marisa Oberle tells us how the Bobcats season ended.
It was a tale of two halves in the Bobcats' CBI semifinal game against Morehead State. However, the Eagles implemented a tough man-to-man defense that forced turnovers and utilized second-chance shots to overcome the Bobcats 77-72. The Cats struggled in the first 16 minutes. Ohio scored only 15 points and quickly reached double-digit turnovers under the constant pressure. Ohio finished the night with 18 turnovers. Morehead State took advantage by scoring 15 points from those turnovers. However, after a timeout, the Cats soon turned around with a strong defensive effort. Combined with 8 points from redshirted senior Treg Setti, Ohio pulled to within 6 of the Eagles at the half. Despite a 20.5 rebound performance, Setti's efforts weren't enough in his final game as a Bobcat. Ohio head coach Saul Phillips says it didn't matter.
I mean, you look at his role. He was never the most glamorous role. People loved him, man. I've never met anyone quite like him, and I don't know if I ever will.
The Cats dramatically improved their offensive game in the second half, starting to drive better and make shots from downtown. Free throws played a huge role in the comeback as well. The Cats went 23 for 28, with redshirted sophomore Jerron Simmons and Setti accounting for 19 of those points. Morehead State battled back, though, especially from the deep. The Eagles went 6 for 11 from behind the arc in the second half. Corbin Collins came in clutch, hitting 2 3-pointers that helped the Eagles pull away from the Bobcats. Despite wanting to win it all, Setti and the Cats know they did what they could throughout the season.
Wanted to keep winning, and but it didn't work out that way. It didn't happen. But I mean, we fought long, we fought hard, and we gave it our best. And it's tough to see it all go.
Ohio finishes with a 23-12 record, a 13-win improvement from last season. Morehead State will face Nevada in the CBI best-of-3 finals. The first game is set for next Monday at Nevada. The 2016 Central Division champion Cleveland Cavaliers were in action last night as they defeated the Milwaukee Bucks 113-104. LeBron dropped 26 points while Kevin Love returned from injury and added 24 points. Yesterday was also Kyrie Irving's 24th birthday, and he celebrated by almost dropping a triple-double with 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. The Cavs still sit on top of the Eastern Conference and will look to extend that lead tonight when they battle the Brooklyn Nets in the Barclays Center at 7 p.m. It was also J.R. Smith bobblehead night in Cleveland, but one enthusiastic fan went all out for his favorite Cavalier. This kid decked himself out in full arm and neck temporary tattoos, which was highlighted on the Cavs' Instagram. Kid even nailed Smith's signature New York Yankees tattoo on his neck. The doppelganger ensemble drew plenty of attention, most notably from Smith, who took the time to autograph the dedicated fans program.
Now, Matt, you said talking about March Madness here, you said intense excitement. I'm calling it heartbreaking over here. After the loss from Michigan State and Purdue, my bracket is suffering.
Yeah,
hey,
tough one.
I had a bracket once in 4th grade, and I won it. I mean, I'm not trying to brag, but I'm pretty good with sports.
Actually, one of the reported perfect brackets in history was a man had his 7-year-old daughter fill it out. So I feel like the younger you are, the more advantage and the less of bias. So next time I'm just going to have my niece fill it out. It'll be great.
Graduation for Ohio University may be over a month away, but 8 lucky NYPD K-9 officers fetched their caps and gowns already. The New York Police Department's newest K-9 officers are trained to sniff out explosives just moments after a person carrying them has passed by. Once a suspect has been identified, the dogs can track that person down through crowded streets and train stations. Each dog is named after a deceased NYPD officer, serving as a walking memorial to fallen comrades. That's all for us today at Newswatch at noon. Be sure to watch Newswatch at 6:30 for an update on the Union Street Bar and Grill and when it could be open again.
And we'll be back on Monday with a look at the Athens County Dog Shelter and how it's doing financially. Have a great afternoon.